Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever, where today we're looking at the highest of high levels, 6v6, played on Adaptive Diversity, a very nice map with a good game balance of 94% and an average rating of players between these teams around 1750. It's gonna be a banger of a match. It's a long one, so feel free to pause really quick, get your popcorn, get your drink, I'll wait. But before you do, I would like to consider telling you to press some buttons, because pressing buttons is fun. And underneath this video, you're going to find a few of them. There's going to be a like, a dislike, and a subscribe button. And there's even going to be a bell if you already hit the subscribe button. Go for it. Click buttons. It's fun. Alright, whatever. Enough of this high energy shit. No, I'm kidding. Let's go ahead and get into introducing our players with Team 1 on the left and Team 2 on the right. It's going to be a grand old time as we start in the northwestern corner with a red Cybern going first land by the name of Resi Noob. And he's, of course, gonna be rocking this area near the pond up here on the north. Down to the south, we have a light blue Aeon going first land by the name of Blast Chilled. He's been around for quite a while, and he's always been pretty high on the ratings. Then we can move down to the white UEF going first land by the name of White Owl, being thematic with his color choices as he is, of course, White Owl, and he is the white color. Speed this up just a little bit as we move on to the purple UEF. Yet again, great faction choices coming out here. We have ourselves a purple UEF going by the name of Robustness. He's going to be enjoying this position. Doing more UEF things, of course, is the orange player by the name of Known Fear 555, or No Fear 555. No spelled with a K and a W. Weird. And last but not least, there is a yellow UEF for Team 1. His name is Trith, and he is strutting that UEF comm. Then over to Team 2, we're going to start in the bottom right-hand corner, or the southeastern corner. And it is a Cyan UEF choosing the best color and best faction. Man, this guy's got it figured out. Follow him for some mad strats. His name, of course, is going to be Bigger Hammer, and he's swinging for the fences as we move on to the maroon UEF by the name of Jinstad. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. And he's gone first land. Up further to the north, we have ourselves a dark green / black Cybern. I honestly do not know what color this is, and I'm colorblind, which makes it way worse. But his name is Macro Noob, and he, of course, has gone first land. His ally further north to him, a pink Aeon going first land by the name of Wounded Elk Noob, been casted a couple of times, and also his buddy Noonded Elk Woob, which is a fun play on words. But that is, of course, one of our players for Team 2. I don't know why I'm having a seizure all of a sudden. But Auto Noob, the blue Cybern to the north of our last player, is, of course, going first land, and he's going to be rocking this position right next to the gray UEF, ending off all of this all of this player introduction on the high note with the best faction. And he has gone first land, and his name is Wesh. And with that, we have all of our players introduced. We have the map. I can hit Control-Shift and act like a good caster because I'm 1100 rating and I know Reclaim exists. But we had about 13,400-ish reclaim on the map when we started, and now we're down to 13,000. These players super high level, so anything I say will be wrong because they know the better decision before I even come up with a better one. But we're going to use the power of omnipotence and hindsight to pick apart these players' decisions and to make some funny jokes as we go. So, the map. Of course, with the reclaim, that's nothing crazy. It's not like some maps with like the 50 or 60,000 reclaim on a map the same size as this for some reason. No, it's a reasonable amount. There's a decent number of mass extractors. There are 2 pawns, one in the north, one in the south. These pawns are going to facilitate possible naval play, as we can even see a Navy factory already queued up in one of them. And it's also facilitating movement. It stops units from just walking straight at the enemy base, unless they are hover or amphibious. Which I guess bonus to the hover T1ers, the Aurora and the Zooey. But speaking of Zooeys, no Seraphim in this game. Means it's a good game. This is how FAF was meant to be played, and the top level players know it. What is shooting what? Where's this shooting going on? I don't see it. Well, I guess I don't get to know. There's a Spirit Scout. Also, we're going on slow speed. I need to speed this up. Where the hell is this? There's fighting going on everywhere. Oh, it seems that there's a mech marine over here killing off a mass extractor. Looks like it might want to kill off the engineer. Yep, this mech marine out from robustness going to be killing off the cyber engineer of no. Macro gets the reclaim order off and wins the micro fight. So Macro has proven his micro potential. Now he's got to show us the other side of his name and get a strong economy going. Flare and Spirit combo out here, gonna be trying to run away from the striker. Does look like it'll be successful, but there's another striker on the other way, and honestly, this is just a sandwich of sadness for the Flare, as it is going to, well, if the striker, yep, there we go. Okay, Flare down. Boys, we got him. Alrighty. There's various little scrimmages going on. Nobody taking almost any engineer damage, honestly, so everybody somewhat unhindered. The early harassment, let's be honest, was never going to do very much in this game. Everybody here is more than capable of dealing with early harassment, and almost none of these players will lose to it. Hence why we don't see anybody going for an early... Well, I guess this isn't really an early bomber. Like, it's your, like, third factory bomber. But it is a bomber nonetheless, and it is being controlled by somebody damn near 2,000 rating. So, we are going to watch it for at least a moment as it flies across the map. No other bombers on the field as of yet, according to the mini-map. In my eyes... And these players continue to expand and move towards each other. There's a bit of action going on underneath the T1 bomber. Kind of a cinematic shot here as the bomber flies over its compatriots and foes. Gonna be dropping a bomb down over here. It's gonna die for it. The bomb kills off, I think, an engineer. Yep, that is indeed an engineer wreck, but not all that useful, as that engineer achieved its goal, I assume, of building a mass extractor. And now in the middle, there's a bit of fighting going on. Some crazy exchanges, I'm sure, about to happen. But nobody quite has enough units on the field yet for super insane plays. And not very much going in the form of upgrades just yet. Nobody has even started an upgrade, which makes my life very much so easier, because I don't have to worry about if I'm missing a gun comm or anything. It's no fear having a little bit of trouble dealing with Jinstad, who seems to have gotten a advantage down here in the south on his opponent, as damage and range started up for Wounded Elk Noob and Robustness respectively. So these two players both opting for gun upgrades. I wonder if Wounded Elk Noob is going to go for sensors or speed. Usually in higher level play, I think speed is the option, but sensors is never that bad. It means your comm will always be able to fire at that max range regardless of your intel situation. And there is a frigate that's going to be dying over here, so it does seem that there's a play for Navy on both sides. And this Trident class frigate for Resi Noob going to go down, which is going to be unfortunate for him, as the Thunderhead out from Wesh is going to continue to harass his factory. Is it going to be enough to really kill off the factory, or is Resi Noob going to be able to get up something in time to stop this? Well, with a Tiger Shark showing up, gets a little bit more desperate, and Resi Noob decides to fall back from the beach with his commander. Wesh was coming up with his commander through the pond, but has decided to turn around himself as well. Damage and range now on the way for Bigger Hammer. He is, of course, living up to that name, and yet again, swinging for the fences. Damage and range about to finish up. Range and speed finished up for Wounded Elk Noob, managing to get those very quickly. May have had some assistance out from Auto Noob, which may explain all of this. Speed and range now on the way for Auto Noob. Wounded Elk Noob going to start plowing damage into the comm of No Fear, who was formerly down here, just kind of playing a very nomadic style, walking around a bunch. T2 on the way for Jinstad. Speed and range on the way for Macro Noob. Upgrades across the board. There's so many going on. Damage and range for White Owl. And as far as T1 spam goes, there was a run by up here by White Owl. I wasn't really paying attention to it, but it managed to pick up 2 mexes, maybe 3 if this one was already built, and is going to mean that Wesh has to re-expand. But Wesh achieving naval supremacy over here is going to be able to maybe tech into like Tech 2 Navy, get some cruisers out in the field. Here in the center, Robustness is starting to walk towards Wounded Elk Noob. Wounded Elk Noob has a considerable Aurora Fervor army over here, and Robustness is going to be picking that off 1 unit at a time. Of course, with damage and range, able to one-shot those Aurora. T2 already out and on the field. Auto Noob showing up with the hoplites to harass the units of White Owl, and Robustness going to be shot at now by the comm of Wounded Elk Noob, who is going to start shooing him away from this position. Damage and range now on the way for No Fear. Decided that his days of walking around the map and doing nothing are over, as Resi Noob gets into the water, starts reclaiming some boats, really focused on getting back into this naval game. Don't know if that's going to really work out for him, because the Tiger Shark subs are going to be an issue. I'm not sure if he has the solution to that problem. T2 air has been achieved by Macro Noob, so we could see some kind of air snipe coming out soon. So do need to keep an eye on that. An air snipe may be questionable. This game is, of course, being played on full share, I believe. 1 second. I need to fix something. This is really bothering me. Okay, sorry. That at the top was really bothering me. The tracking written up there. I saw it and just couldn't ignore it. In the middle, Wounded Elk Noob and Auto Noob starting to push forward. Robustness going to be forced back a little bit. No Fear, about 60% done on his upgrade. He does have T2, a T2 point defense built up by these T2 engineers assisting him, so that is significant. T2 is finished up for Jinstad, and Macro Noob has gotten speed and range. Trith going to be in very much so a dangerous position, as he's going to be forced back towards the water, because Macro Noob and Jinstad putting a lot of pressure on him, but Trith showing up with Riptides. Riptide's going to be really good at the moment. As long as nobody else is getting to major T2 tech, it should be okay, because Riptide's having relatively low range but high DPS can be used very efficiently in these kind of knife close-in fights. Knife fights, that's what a close-in fight is. A knife fight, by definition, is kind of close and in. Over here in the middle, Auto Noob and Wounded Elk Noob working together. The noobs really on top of things, except for Resi. All the noobs are really gaining ground right now, as Auto Noob and Wounded Elk Noob push towards No Fear. Robustness also here, so there's 2 gun upgrade. Auto Noob and Wounded Elk Noob, of course, also having their own gun upgrades. Means that this is a pretty fair fight, except for No Fear and Robustness are lower on health. As much as the UEF are all powerful and amazing, we do need to take a second to realize that HP is a mechanic in this game, and if you hit 0, your comm explodes. So these players need to be careful with their HP pool and not walk into double gun comm that puts out so much damn DPS. Yeah, don't do that anymore, please. That's not good for you. And in the north, very quiet in the north, a bit of a push coming out from White Owl and Blast Shield. Blast Shield managing to get gun speed, range, and shield on the comm. So Blast Shield showing up with a very, very powerful comm very early on. Going to be able to put a lot of pressure out with this, and it's looking as though this might just be a straight up like huge problem. Wesh has gun damage and range. Everybody has a gun upgrade or some kind of upgrade on the comm. Nobody is not using their comm right now. That was a everybody's using their comm right now for in an aggressive manner. In fact, Wounded Elk Noob and Auto Noob, I think, being the most successful so far with their gun upgrades. Stealth also on Auto Noob, gonna make that comm a little bit more difficult to pin down. And he's going to be building a T1 mass extractor as Wounded Elk Noob's trying to force back Blast Shield, but this is just a losing battle. You want to get out of that as soon as possible. I hope he realizes that his opponent has shield. If he doesn't, then this is going to be very dangerous for him. He's going to lose a lot more health than his opponents. Torps pointed out by Trith. Apparently he needs Torp Bombers to kill off Big Hammer, who was trying to be aggressive with the comm, but kind of just walked into a low health bar. And he's going to be in trouble because you can't limbo that low. He needs to get back quickly. He's asking for Torps out from, I'm guessing, Robustness, which might be a good idea. Be our first scalp here. Also, earlier we were talking about the scenario. I'm sure this has annoyed somebody. It is indeed full share. I did call that one correctly. Jinstad now walking backwards, going to be dealing with a Riptide, Rogue Riptide out from Trith. Bigger Hammer in the water, going to be getting some reclaim, but is up here with Macro Noob. That's his ally, actually, so that's perfectly fine. But the Torpedo Bombers, are they here in time to do anything significant to the comm of Bigger Hammer? Bigger Hammer up to now 2,000 HP. He's gotten a rank of veterancy, so 16 HP a second. It'll take a long time, but he will regenerate. As all comms will. Comms base will regenerate. Just question is how fast and how slow. Over here to the north, Wesh is now pushing with Riptides onto Resinoob. Resinoob may just be dead, as 4 Riptides and a damage and range comm is more than enough, and Resinoob's gonna go down to the Riptides out from Wesh. Wesh now killing off his opponent. I'd like to see him be really, really aggressive now with all of this, because he needs to kill off this economy. This economy is going to somebody, and everybody here can use it. In fact, it's going to go to Blast Chilled, who is arguably the worst person for it to go to. Blast Chilled is the highest, one of the highest rated players in the game at 1900. Resinoob being a 2000 and going down to Wesh is going to be painful for Team 1. Resinoob just really struggling to deal with Wesh this game, and UEF yet again showing its superior to Cybran, even overcomes a rating difference using this UEF tech. Riptide's now in the back line. As I said, I would really, really like to see him push this advantage a little bit more aggressively and really go for killing off the economy here. I know he doesn't have a lot of units left over after the comm exploded, but you just kind of have to go for it. Down in the south, Jinstad taking a lot of shots out from No Fear and his Mongoose spam. Going to be walking forward. Macro Noob going to be coming up for backup. Bigger Hammer now getting Nano Repair to try and get that health back up quickly. Torpedo Bomber is now assaulting Wesh's underwater position. Going to be a dangerous situation. Needs his allies to come over with some air or to get out of the water. But even if he does get out of the water, there's a Stinger gunship sitting on standby. I guess that's a little bit easier to deal with as an anti-air flak battery. The air cleaner is about to be finished up for Wesh and may be able to help him out here. But still going to lose a decent amount of HP to those Torpedo Bombers, but I don't think he's in threat of dying just yet, so we'll go ahead and check on the rest of the map. Everything kind of calming down after the initial engagements. Anybody who thinks that T1 is going to be effective anymore this match will be sorely mistaken, as players reaching high economies already. Blast Shield with the double economy at 140, which is a little bit disingenuous, but there are players who are almost to 100 mass a second already here at the 14-minute mark. These players going to be able to scoop up quite a bit of economy and throw it into very dangerous weapons. Macro Noob apparently going to be committing suicide. Macro Noob walks up into a... Oh my god, he's just dead. He's just dead. Oh my god, Macro Noob. Just walk. He is definitely not a micro noob. He is a macro noob, and he forgot that his commander was kind of just sitting out there with its balls in the breeze. Holy shit. What the hell? He just walked up and like, alright, guess this is the end of the game now. His base going over to Wounded Elk Noob, who will be on double eco now. Looking over here at the economies, Blast Shield a little bit ahead of Wounded Elk Noob. Jinstad in a bit of trouble as Stinger gunships show up to try and kill him off, along with a large group of units out from both Trith and No Fear. He's down to 1,200 HP and falling. These Monkeys need to change their priorities and target the comm. The comm's gonna go down. He doesn't have a way out. And with that, 2 quick ejections over for the side of Team 2. Team 2's southern side is about to start collapsing as Bigger Hammer, the only player left on the southern side of the map, or at least the only one who spawned there, and now a triple eco situation for Wounded Elk Noob. The question is, will that base be gifted over? Whoa, why did the base go over to Wesh? The base goes over to Wesh? Oh, the earlier base went to Wesh as well, and it's going to be gifted over to Bigger Hammer. Okay, so the player's distributing the bases more evenly. Bigger Hammer now in a position where he really needs to step up and shine. He's the lowest rated player for Team 2, and now he has 2 bases. He needs to make it work. Over here, there's a large push out from Wounded Elk Noob towards No Fear. No Fear in a bit of a dangerous position with 4,000 HP. He has paused his comm for some reason. He unpauses it. Has that nano repair, 62 health a second. A Strat Bomber now out. This mobile shield generator out from Trith, saving the life of his ally, but is it going to be enough? A T2 shield now being built up by No Fear. Is that going to be enough? It does seem it's enough to dissuade the strategic bomber out from Wounded Elk Noob. I guess it's time to mention T3 air achieved by Wounded Elk Noob. That Strat Bomber going to be dissuaded from continuing the assault on the comm, but could have been a very dangerous situation. Auto Noob and Wounded Elk Noob moving forward, trying to put pressure onto White Owl. White Owl just going to retreat back towards his base. And as we take a second, take a breathe. No, it may not be time for a breather. A snipe attempt. 4 Stinger gunships out from Bigger Hammer. Going to be firing onto Trith. There's a mobile flak on the way. I don't think that this is going to be deadly, but maybe with the Strat Bomber coming back in. Is the Strat Bomber still alive? It is indeed still alive. That could have been a possible dangerous situation. T3 land and air achieved by Wounded Elk Noob. Of course, the T3 air achieved mainly by Macro Noob, and I'm sure the upgrade was finished by Wounded Elk Noob. And T3 land by Wounded Elk Noob means that Harbingers and Revenant strategic bombers are on the field and in play. Harbinger's going to have to fall back from this comm. Trith can have always overcharged, and I'm sure at this point has energy storage for that express purpose. Yes, he does, to kill off those Harbingers. Can't deal with a large number of Harbingers that way, but you can deal with a few. It's currently a 4v5 with Team 2 down an extra player compared to their opponents. Blast Shield starting to build up towards 200 mass a second. Gonna be very dangerous very soon. I mean, he's already quite dangerous. We could see some experimental spam coming out from Blast Shield any minute now. Trith getting shot at by a sniper bot. That's not a situation you really want to be in. There's 2 sniper bots possibly going for the kill onto Trith. If that happens, it could mean very big things. Possibly the base going over to No Fear, or Blast Shield may just decide to keep it for himself if that does indeed go down. But well, upon further inspection, looks like Trith probably has a decent chance of getting out. A Shift G order probably wouldn't be enough to stop him from getting in the water, but now gunships on top of the comm of Trith. Trith in a lot of damage, going to be starting to get shot at by Triads, and Trith goes down, walks to his death with that beautiful UEF explosion. And I only say beautiful because it is, of course, the most stunning, turning the screen white with its absolute beauty and leaving behind the best mushroom cloud in the game. That's going to be the death of our 4th player this match. Trith going down here near the 20-minute mark. And what's happening with the base? It seems as though the base was gifted over to No Fear. No Fear now in even footing with Bigger Hammer. Wesh still hasn't. I like that he went for the aggressive play and killed off Resi Noob, but we're starting to get that question. At what cost? The cost was you gave Blast Shield double eco. Blast Shield's about to do some scary shit. Like some real scary shit. He's gone for a Quantum Gateway. Also, kind of just want to point out what an unoriginal name for the Quantum Gateway. Portal. Aeon do a lot of things right. I'm not necessarily hype on their naming scheme. Portal. Is this a double HQ? No, it's not. Okay. I was about to give some real big flame over to Wounded Elk Noob for that double HQ if it was. Cruisers now being produced by Wesh to try and assail the position that Blast Shield finds himself in. The cruisers going for hives. I'd just start going for T3 mass extractors, but I'm honestly just not sure. Was that killed off by a brick? Did a brick just kill that off? What killed that? What killed that cruiser? Let a Control K just decide to stop living? Oh, it was a miasma. Okay, never mind. Shield on the way for Bigger Hammer. Bigger Hammer kind of silently building up here on the southern side. As far as economies go, everybody on Team 1 is, or no, everybody on Team 2 is above 100 mass a second. Robustness still on 47 mass a second. Really hasn't ecoed. Listen, I'm at 1100 and this is just a big fucking mistake. I don't care if you rushed air. I don't care if you're the only player on your team with T3 air. You stop making air and you get economy, because you're not going to beat the guy with double eco producing air, even if he's using the same number of factories as you, mainly because he's just going to have mass to throw at it. The T2 mexes here are kind of unacceptable. It's 20 minutes in. Everybody else has built at least one, if not multiple T3 mexes. Like, you gotta be playing on the same level as your opponents. If this was in one of my games with my level of players, everybody would still be on T2. But we have to have a higher level of criticism for higher level players. That's just how it works in everything. If you are better at something, the expectations for you are gonna be higher. Gunships over here killing off a Clink Hammer and possibly a Triad. Yep, Triad gonna go down. Gunships trading out their lives for structures, which is probably a decent trade. I'm pretty sure the gunships cost less than those two structures, so probably a good trade. And some posturing coming out from Wounded Elk Noob with his T3 units, going to be trying to slowly whittle down the fire basing going on between No Fear and Robustness. And what is the plan? Multiple portals going up, and the portals are building double shield SCUs. Now, that's the wrong player. Now, if we select the portal, you can see the double shield SCU comes with the reaction refractor, the personal shield generator, and the heavy personal shield generator. That means it's going to have about 40 to 50,000 HP in shields. And the refractor is the gun upgrade, I believe. So going for very, very aggressive play right now with those Rascoms. They're deceptively dangerous. I hope he builds a lot of them, because I haven't seen people build a lot of the SUs for attacking. But shout out to Icy Nightmare, who told me to build Bubble Shield SUs. Started doing some testing, and goddamn are they broken. Over here, I'm sure it's for every faction. Every faction, like the super combat preset is probably broken. Governor class cruiser now out over here for Bigger Hammer, and we still have T2 Navy built up for Wesh, but there's bricks. And bricks are kind of difficult to deal with. There's Percival's showing up to deal with the bricks. So I guess if the bricks are forced just straight underwater, the Navy can definitely win this. But this could be dangerous. Could lose his T2 Navy if he's not careful. And could lose more territory. Wesh even at threat himself with bricks showing up. bricks being produced at a pretty fast pace, so he does need to be careful over here. But he does have his own Percivals, and his comm is quite beefy. With that, well, with all of the kills it's gotten, it's quite beefy, and can always dip underwater, but then you're open to snipes from Torp Bombers. White Owl, along with some assistance out from Blast Shield and Sniper Bots, is going to start forcing back Wounded Elk Noob, who has just been slowly encroaching on the territory of Team 1, with these Sniper Bots being kind of oppressive with these Sprite Strikers. Blast Shield deciding to get his own, and he has the Rambo preset SC support commander, which is going to do quite a little bit for him. 40,000 HP in shields, and that is the gun upgrade. So Rambo comms coming out on the field for Blast Shield. Gonna have to keep an eye on these, see how well they do. In the south, not very much happening. Earlier on, the south was the point of all action, but now in the north, we have a lot of action going on. Lots of air forces now building up for Wounded Elk Noob. Wounded Elk Noob in a very strong position. Overall economies, Wounded Elk Noob and Blast Shield have both passed 300 mass a second. Meanwhile, Wesh and White Owl both over 200, and Auto Noob, Big Hammer, Known Fear over 100, and Robustness, the only player under 100 mass a second. So these players ecoing quite hard, already almost to 1,000 mass a second per each team. Both teams working very closely towards that, or very quickly towards that. Some trebuchets out on the field firing onto these support commanders, but these shields on these boys, they just do not care. As much HP as an experimental, mostly in shields as Medley, which is, it's arguable of whether it's better or worse than HP. I personally think it's better because it regenerates much faster than HP, and it's always regenerating faster than HP, so it does seem quite a bit stronger to me. And over here, just walking forward and pouring damage out, along with these Absolvers, just making every defense that Wesh has tried to build up just absolutely pointless. Wesh in a lot of trouble here. He needs some support from somebody, and he needs to deal with this quickly. He's trying to build a Fat Boy. If he can get the Fat Boy out onto the field in time, this could be enough to at least force the SACUs back into the water or something. Percival's going to come out. I'd like to see the Percivals focus on anything but the SACUs. I know that they're like a huge problem, but the Percivals are going to take forever to kill them. Yep, kill off the bricks. But the SACUs, oh my word, all of this just pushing without even caring, and he only has 2. He could build a lot of these, especially, well, I thought he was going for the multiple portal. If you go for multiple portals, you can build them very, very, in big numbers. I'm personally a fan of building multiple quantum gateways instead of just building one and assisting it. I usually stop at 2, maybe 3, but still. And this push, now he's going to be getting assistance out from White Owl. And Team 2 needs to address this right now. Team 1 is getting so much bang for their buck off of these SACUs. Like, it may not seem like much, but just taking off these couple of mass extractors, just starting to push in. If they manage to get into the main base, this is devastating. Massive Cerberus arrays probably going to start coming up as we see these commanders just continue to walk forward. The unpaid intern of the support commander universe, or of the supreme commander universe, and gonna be walking forward. With many support commanders. 4 of them here. This one in the front's not even lost its shield yet. None of them have even lost their shield yet, and they've all pushed forward. All of them killing off thousands of mass worth of stuff. All of them just walking in, not caring about the Cerberus. Oh my word! It's so beautiful to watch these units just duking it out. These Aeon support commanders, these Rambo SCUs, the absolute cock of the walk right now, just walking forward, not caring about the damage, not caring about fucking anything that comes their way. This needs to be nerfed. And it needs to be nerfed for all factions, but holy shit. If Balance Team reads this, quit your job, please. Auto Noob. Very salty with the situation. As his own support commanders start dying, he didn't build Rambo ones, he built Ras ones, which aren't quite the same threat. Their threat is in their ability to build a bunch of shit and give you eco. And oh my word, did all of the SCUs for him die? How many SCUs just died there? Just massive death of SCUs. The Fat Boy is going to start falling back. It's just now finished up, but now it's in range of the SCUs. 2 SCUs going to be chasing it from the looks of it. Maybe even go for this strategic missile defense if you're feeling spicy and you have a nuke in the back pocket. West showing up with his own comm, which has less shield HP than the SCUs. Both SCUs going to die. Almost going to kill off the Fat Boy. Is the Fat Boy going to survive? Anything going to come in here and kill off the Fat Boy? No, this attack has petered out, but this attack has petered out after doing a fuckload. Oh my word. That was ridiculous. Oh man, I hope he keeps building them. Oh, he's still building them. I hope he builds a bunch of them and just rolls over the game with these. I know that it's not necessarily interesting, but like you don't actually get to see it very often, because usually like you need a kind of stupid amount of eco to do it. But still, bravo. Very cool. As we take a moment to breathe after that large bit of action, we can reassess the situation. A Fat Boy has been finished by White Owl, which means that the Fat Boy for Wesh gonna be a lot less useful because it can't really deal with anything. A Czar about to finish up for Wounded Elk Noob. That could be very big. I think that as far as air control goes, he wins the air fight. He definitely wins the air fight. The only other player to even step into air for Team 1 has been White Owl, and he's building Fat Boys, so he doesn't have a lot of economy to throw into ASF. So robustness is all of the air for Team 1, and Team 2 just got a Czar. I think there's probably enough ASF here to just kind of kill the Czar if he fully commits, but he loses all of his ASF and then he's fucked. The Czar heading north, maybe going to be able to do some damage to the economy of Blast Shield, who has what he has. So that was like 4 or 5 RAS SCUs or shielded SCU Rambo SCUs on the field right now. He has 8. He is possibly double what he had over here. That's going to be a lot of SAMs being built very quickly. The Czar cannot come. If the Czar commits to this, the Czar dies before killing 1 SCU, which is kind of sad. But the Czar being postured aggressively, and RAS SCU, or Rambo SCUs, I always say RAS SCUs, support commanders for fucking Blast Shield out here, gonna be building up some SAMs pretty much everywhere. Everywhere that he has a support commander, looks like a SAM is gonna be built. The Czar's going to be forced back with 1100 HP, hasn't really gotten, or 11,000 HP, hasn't really gotten the return that maybe Blast wanted, or maybe Wounded Elk Noob wanted. Man, I am falling apart middle of this cast. If you think I'm a good caster, please like the video. If you think I suck at this, dislike the video. I know you all can't see it, but I can, and, you know, great. And go down into into the comments and don't talk to me about the SCU thing. I'm sure somebody's gonna go in, oh my god, this is so broken and unbalanced. Yes, we get it. But go into the comments and just tell me what the most interesting thing you think happened during this cast is. For me, it's the fact that somebody's gotten this many shield SCUs. Alright, so Blast Shield has decided to refocus his... Oh wow, damn, I'm blind. Down here in the south, a bigger hammer is getting absolutely dunked on by T3 land that was built by No Fear. All of his mass extractors are dead. Oh my word, a huge Percival push. Wait, this had to be a Percival push, right? Yeah, you can see all the dead Percivals. Huge Percival push, just absolutely took bigger hammer out of this game. He's down to 57 mass a second, which surprisingly, Robustness even has more mass than that. And oh my word, that is brutal. And now Blast Shield kind of just has an area to come down here and abuse. He could attack from a different angle. This area is pretty well entrenched and everything, but he has a new way to approach the base, which is going to be big for him. And he's still building these shield SCUs. These support command units are going to be the death of Team 1 or Team 2 if they don't start doing something just as cheesy. With 11 on the field, it doesn't sound like a lot, but damn is it a lot. Oh my god, he's just going to start building artillery. Okay, 1 second. I need to wait until they're in combat. I should have gotten my thumbnail earlier, but... oh well. Wounded Elk Noob now sitting on many experimentals of the flying variety, and by many I mean more than one. Doubles are coming out. The miasma spam is kind of dirty, because the miasma is also kind of busted. I think it's by far the best T2 artillery. And the support command units, they're going to be able to get to the water, I would think. Maybe not. Wow, Zars have a lot of DPS. No, don't give up! Why are you coming down here? Why you give up on the support command units? You just gave them a couple thousand more HP. I don't get that one. That one don't make sense to me. So yeah, it looks like there was at some point an air fight and Robustness got his shit kicked in, which was to be expected. One support commander going down, the rest going for the water. Maybe even try and separate them so the Zars can't go for them one at a time. 2 support commanders going down. Did that chain? Did that chain? I'm not sure. It seems as though there's a lot less now, though. Yeah, that took out like 4, maybe. That took out a lot of support commanders. These Zars paying themselves off now, paying quite well as a base defense mechanic, but Team 2 still just doesn't really seemingly have a strategy to deal with the impending doom. There's a megalith out here, which, you know, I like to see megaliths. I think megaliths are cool. There's 2 fat boys for White Owl. Alright. Fat boy. Now, it's down to a little bit lower health. It's being shot at by a bunch of Gunthers, which seemingly are going to do the job quite well. Stealth field, or these RAS SCUs, or no, wait, did I see RAS SCU? Nope, just these Rambo ACUs walking forward and building. Oh my god, that's at like 90. They just need to finish the paint job, and this artillery installation will be done, but it's been forgotten about. Unfortunately. Lots of parashields now around the Fat Boy, trying to help it out. These support command units trying to walk forward, going for reclaim on a Fat Boy. Anything spicy going on in any of these bases? Not seeing anything huge, just as of the moment. Bigger hammer, just... I feel bad for the man, because he's on 2 mass a second, and one of those is a mass fabricator that I'm pretty sure he can't afford. He's living off of overflow, of course. But, yeah, this is just painful. Dude lost literally everything. Bigger Hammer, if you're watching this, you did get the award. You are officially this game's homeless man with a gun. Which everybody really likes me saying. And oh my god, I accidentally, instead of getting out of free cam or turning on my HUD, pulled up Task Manager somehow. But still, you're this cast's homeless man with a gun. More support commanders dying to Czars, which is interesting. Czars having those depth charges, which do quite a bit of damage, but the Rambo SCU is seemingly able to tank it for quite a while. Hell, he's tanking 2 of them quite well. We can't eco anymore. Go Artie. Wesh wanting an Artie. Is there one started? There's an Apocalypse nuke launcher started up for Wounded Elk Noob, who's slowly just kind of moving all of his build power into the base of Auto Noob. Auto Noob sitting on a huge economy of 417, the biggest economy in the game. I guess this is the argument for not building the Rambo comms is this. He has so much economy now in RAS SCUs. You know what? I have an idea. I have an idea for a clickbait thumbnail. I wish you weren't building. Are any of these not building? You know what? No, you're the easiest one. Okay. All right, there we go. We got that one. Now I just need one of the other ones. I need one of these. Do you have any of these that aren't like walking around doing shit? Okay, you're the one we're selecting. I know there's probably shit happening, but honestly, fuck! I didn't get it in time. Well, hopefully I get it in time in the edit, or hopefully there's another chance. Yeah, these players are kind of just in like a lull. There's not much happening, so fuck it. I'm still going for my thumbnail. I want just one of you, you motherfuckers. Blast, why do you have all of your shit in groups? Oh, wow. Actually, it probably would have just been easier from the get-go to pick one that's back here. There's an emissary on the way, by the way, guys, and there's a nuke launcher finished. It's starting to build a nuke. An anti-nuke was just spammed out by Blast Chilled. Does he have one in the main base as well? Oh, he has anti-nuke. So Blast Shield is not really an option for nuking, which is that's a nice reassurance for Team 1. Team 2, on the other hand, are sitting. Team 2 is so ahead economically. Everybody on Team 2 is eco-whoring. Even Bigger Hammer over here trying to build up a strong eco with mass fab farms. Deciding that he's probably not worth getting all of these mass extractors, but I guess he is expanding to the mass extractors at least. Wounded Elk Noob asking about starting a Scathis, and yes, a Scathis is started by Auto Noob. The emissary is already like freaking 50% complete almost, so that's gonna be an issue. All right, wait 1 second. Slow down the game. Get my thumbnail. I need my clickbait. All right. There we go. No more need to stare at SCUs. Speaking of SCUs, though, these are RAS SCUs. These, okay, so Rambo SCUs, he has 8. He has 6 RAS SCUs. So man has got a lot of eco. in Ras SUs, not a lot. Like, he has a decent eco in Ras SUs, and a huge attacking force in those Rambo comms. Holy shit! Everybody's just building SUs, except for Bigger Hammer, unfortunately. And of course, Robustness, but Robustness doesn't believe in eco. He doesn't believe in mass nor energy. He's one of those guys who, like, goes out and lives in a cabin and is like, I use solar power to avoid paying the government. Robustness is the resident. Robustness is... So we have the homeless man with the gun. We have Robustness, the conspiracy theorist who doesn't believe in economies. Who else do we have? We have Blast Shield, the man who believes that... you know what? I don't know. The man trying to drown his enemies with the blood of his own units, because SCUs are the only units other than the ACU to actually have a person in them, so he's the Russians. Is Blast Shield actually Russian? That would work out way too well if he is. And White Owl pushing forward. So a Russian, a conspiracy theorist, and a homeless man with a gun walk into a bar. Somebody write the punchline on that one for me. Put it in the comments. And then you have Auto Noob, the investment banker of this game. Fucking over here with his 401. Well, actually, Wesh has taken over that title. Wesh is the fucking, like, stonks dude. He's all over the stock market, making plays, going big in economies. They have huge army, Wesh says. We need to prepare for UEF. Or for defense. You always need to prepare for UEF, though. They will attack after they see Scatus. This guy has T2 mexes. Wait, does he still actually have T2 mexes? T2! 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 He has 2 T3 mass extractors! Oh, and he has like 5 T3 air factory. He should just know he can't afford it. He's in the mass stall of all mass stalls. God, what? Come on, man. You can't be getting outshined by an 1100 in eco with your 1700 rating. 42 minutes into the game and sitting on mostly T2 mexes. The majority of his mexes are T2. That's slow for even my pace. That was a SU somewhere. It wasn't a comm. Scathis is over here. Scathis is getting fired on by the emissary. Oh my word, the shields were just down for a second. Is the Scathis gonna die? The Scathis is so close to finishing. Shields gonna go down again? Oh, it's possible that we could see the shields go down yet again. Scath is so close, just needs to finish the paint, just needs to cut the ribbon on the project and he'll be able to fire. But it's going to be slowed down because now he's building shields. The Emissary still firing. Emissary easily the most accurate of the T3 artillery pieces. But the Scathis is going to finish. The Scathis gets 1 volley if they don't shield properly. The Emissary firing shots towards them. A Duke now on the way for White Owl. So there's going to be a lot of artillery coming out from both sides. Scathis fires its first volley going straight for Blast Shield, and I'm assuming straight for the Emissary. There's a huge fight going on. There's people talking all over. Also, Trith was very salty about his T2 Mex ally, which is funny. Scath is firing. Shot's gonna be landing. How many of these gonna do damage? That's weird. Like every shield except for one is Aeon, and then he has that one Cybern shield. A second Emissary apparently on the way. Does he think he has enough shielding to deal with a Scathis? Because he's getting shot at by a Scathis. Which generally means you should do something about your shield situation. Oh my word, is he going to lose the Emissary? He loses shields, a lot of them. Oh my god, Blast Shield needs to respond to this right now. He needs shields. He needs shields. He needs them now. This shield may come in. Okay, one shield's going to come up in time, but one shield may not be enough. He needs more than one shield. He needs a few shields built very quickly. Okay, he got up 2 shields. One of them doesn't even really cover the emissary. Luckily, the Scathis shots went astray, but they're killing off Eco, which is never good. Looks like a large push now coming out. Oh my word. Huge push. I don't even know where I should focus because it's like multi-pronged. Attacks across the board from these players. Everybody just moving forward with their units out from Team 1. We have multiple Fat Boys. We have a lot of Percivals out here from No Fear. Oh, this could be... This is where the game is decided right now. If Team 2 can hold out, Team 2 definitely have a good chance of winning this game. If Team 1 can break the defense, it is over. It's a must-hold situation now for Team 2. Team 1 does have all of these Rambo comms, which are going to make things more interesting. The Rambo comms need to consolidate and go somewhere and just do with it. Use Jeff. Multiple Fat Boys. Looks like 2. Maybe there's a 3rd Fat Boy somewhere. Some Zars for base defense. Percival's coming in. Who was that? That was a strategic launch. That was a nuke. It was a nuke out from the Apocalypse earlier. I'm not able to keep track of everything going on. But that nuke takes out a lot of the reinforcements. Maybe even gets 2 of the Fat Boys. No, the 2 Fat Boys went down to something else. Maybe got the 3rd Fat Boy. Where... Bigger hammer just continually falling back. The RAS... Or not the RAS SU. The Rambo SUs pushing forward into the base. I'd like to see him try and spread them out so they don't chain in case just one of them dies. But they're pushing forward into this massive defensive line that's been built up. There's megaliths. There's freaking... Oh my god. All megaliths, Fat Boys, point defense, everything firing into here. And the support commanders still able to walk forward, still surviving in a ridiculous amount of time. Oh my god. Absolute carnage. Zars coming in to fight off all of the Percivals on the other flank, and it looks like the attack's petering out. Yes, the attack's gonna fail. Team 1 just threw everything in the kitchen sink at the base of Team 2, and they failed. The emissary is still alive, but at what cost? His base is in shambles. He ran out. He doesn't have any Rambo comms anymore. He just blast chilled, kind of in a defeated state. Like, I mean, I don't even know if he's doing anything. Oh, he's not even doing anything. Is he just AFK? You sent mass to White Owl. His units are Blast Shield may just be AFK. Wounded Elk Noob, kind of being the MVP. So far he's just these Zars have saved them now twice. Because I think the Zars were the best way to deal with those Percivals. He's just kind of over here. I mean, the Scathis, huge play. He even suggested the Scathis. But overall, these 3 players, Wesh, Auto Noob, and Wounded Elk Noob, just putting on a stunning show of turtle. Possibly one of the highest level turtles I've ever seen. If not the. One of, if not the. And with that, I mean, is it over? Team 1 just... I don't think Team 1 has a solution. Like, Scathis, the Zars, kind of like the only reason they aren't doing anything is all this on the ground. There's a fuck ton of experimentals that you can just throw forward. Support commander there died. You can just start going on the aggressive if you're on team 2. And team 1, I don't think it's over yet though. But the Scathis now bearing down onto the position of No Fear. No Fear's base quite spread out. I don't know if that's good or bad for the Scathis. He has shielding pretty well done, but he's starting to look desperate. There's no major offenses, it's just artillery battles. There's a Novak center, which I don't even know where the Novak satellite is. It seems to have just finished, so it's coming over here. Okay, Blast Shield not AFK. He's gonna be going for Czars. Just seemed like he wasn't doing anything for a bit there, but decided to do things again. The Novax is gonna come in and start firing on Blast Shield's base. The Duke has completed. Do we have any other artillery? No, not really. Was that a control K of an air grid? Or was that artillery hitting it? Scathis dead, question mark? Nope. I just don't know what to say. I'm friggin' dumbfounded. This Scathis is just seemingly going to end the game. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit here, as it seems that there's very little going on. Novak's in the back line killing off things. May even get a strategic missile defense. Looks like it was targeting it. I don't know if they do have the Apocalypse nuke launcher from earlier. There's a forward patron over here. There's a patron back here. So we do have multiple anti-nuke for Blast Shield. Robustness. Looks like he's going to end the game without having gotten much over 100 mass a second. I was really hoping for the storyline of Bigger Hammer getting a bigger economy than Robustness, even though his entire economy was wiped out halfway through the game and Robustness was untouched. Czar out for Blast Shield. Multiple Czars, in fact. But what does he do with them? He's coming down here. Seems to be focusing on the Lobo spam. White Owl's base is disintegrating, which is unfortunate for White Owl. The Scath is just breaking the backs of every player on Team 1. Robustness, the only player not heavily affected, but Robustness, the only player who was kind of insignificant this match. Scathis continues to fire. The two Czars out from Blast Shield. Sorry I stopped speaking there for a second. I was just kind of watching it. Kind of forgot I was casting. The two Czars come out. Looks like they're going to be trying to go land on the Scathis. Gonna come a little bit short. Wesh is calm. Gonna take a minor amount of damage. But Blast Shield loses both Czars. Drops a bunch of mass here on the doorstep. A second Scathis is about to finish up. A Novax does die. I don't know if that was a Control K or on purpose. I mean, like, there's multiple artillery pieces that could have definitely, like, done the damage that killed it off. But, yeah, Blast Chilled. Now he's literally just doing, like, almost nothing. Again. Which, I mean, admittedly, like, what can you do? There's not really a good option. White Owl trying to rebuild, but oh man, I don't think it's the only player still doing somewhat well for Team 1 is now No Fear, who is trying to make a push down here on the south. The giant Lobo spam from earlier was cleaned up. Auto Noobs built yet another experimental, which is the Scathis. Double Scathis now. Strategic launch detected. That's going to be shot down by the anti-nuke in the middle, which could just be killed by the Zars, admittedly. Yep, already shot down. Also, wouldn't have been worth it because the Scathises just completely killed off all of this. So Blast Shield's Calm is sitting over here underneath one shield with a shield upgrade and a T3 land HQ. And not much going on. Now White Owl under the attack of the double Scathis. Robustness control Ks. Not that that will make a huge difference in what's going on in this game. The GG thrown out. The double Scathis is just brutal. Wait, did one of the Scathises die? One of the... No. Yes? No? Yeah, one of the Scathis died, I guess, to these Novaxes. White Owl, control Ks. That had to be control K. He wasn't, like, next to power or anything. Huh. No double Scathis, I guess. The Novaxes trying to deal damage. Not really getting as much done as maybe No Fear would have liked. I don't even know how the Novax... I guess with the help of both of the artillery firing and the Novaxes, it was just enough. Surprising, though. One Scathis seemingly gonna be enough this game. Blast Chilled, who I do think is genuinely AFK. Maybe not. He's not doing anything with the stuff that was gifted to him, and I think he's given up, so... No Fear built another Novax. No Fear still trying. No Fear gives up. Ah, I come back and I'm still not dead. Blast Chilled. Yeah, he just kind of gave up, which seems to be the end. Is he gonna try now? Wow. It's fun to see the amount of movement you get whenever... Let's see. Well, I feel carried. No, you're the homeless man with a gun. You're like the team mascot. You weren't carried. You were a vital part of this bigger hammer. Yeah, this is over. This is straight up over. He's gonna build T1 bombers, which is a, that's a strategy. I mean, there's enough... Maybe there's not enough ASF, but there could very quickly be enough ASF. He's gonna try and get some damage done with T1 bombers, but flak solves this problem, and the bases are unassailable with the amount of AA. He sends out a scouting party as he's getting pushed in. He has 3 megaliths and the 3 fat boys heading for him, and possibly 2 Zars at some point. A Scathis firing on the one area that isn't completely destroyed already. A Monkey Lord already coming in here to kill off the Novaxes. Yeah, it's over. I'll give you a pretty view. But yeah, I'm just going to leave you with this beautiful view of this attack. Thank you all for watching. You've been beautiful. Thank you to my patrons. Like if you liked it. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!